OK, let's secure this airway. I'll need to anaesthetise her, even though she's got no gag.
Let's speed those drips up, please. And Kate, if you can do the honours with a catheter.
A bit hasty, aren't we?
Sorry?
Potential donor. She's hardly been here 2 minutes.
Well, this is more hopeful. Right, we've got possible abdominal injuries. We're going to need to put a chest drain in. As quick as you can, please, Clive.
Excuse me, miss. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. It's rather important. Just excuse me a moment, please.
There's nothing
I'm sorry. Could you excuse me?
Hey,
Just don't, no,
hang on a
please.
minute.
Wait, no. I'm so sorry. Yes. Do you think there's any chance I could be seen today? I only need a splinter taken out of my foot.
Yeah, well, that's just the problem, sir. We've got a major road traffic accident in, OK? You'll have to wait your turn.
Right. Thanks. ITU are juggling things around. There's no beds at the moment.
Well, Amy here needs to go to theatre anyway, and this one,
Faye.
Faye, thank you, needs to go for her scan, then can come back here after if there's still no joy.
Mike, the parents have arrived. Will I go and talk to them?
No thanks, Kate. I'd like to do it.
Oh, right. They're in the relatives room.
Thank you. Oh, Josh, I don't suppose you know if there's any news from the police?
Yes, they've picked him up. Eyewitness had colour, make, registration.
Good.
Charlie, we've got another shout. You coming?
I don't know. Kate, you all right here?
Yeah, fine. Off you go.
Feels a bit like unfinished business, doesn't it? You don't want to leave them?
Mr. and Mrs. Carter. They're both quite poorly, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
What are their injuries?
Faye and Amy were involved in a very nasty car accident. Faye was thrown from the car and, as a result, received severe head injuries. Now, she's undergoing tests at the moment to determine the exact severity and implications of those injuries. Amy was at the wheel of the car and has some facial and maybe abdominal injuries. Now, she's going up to theatre, then we'll have a clearer picture.
Are they... They're not going to die, are they?
I think it's only fair to let you know that at this time we are extremely worried about Faye's condition. We really are doing everything we possibly can for them. They are in the best place, I can assure you. Now, there was just one thing. I did notice a shunt in Amy's wrist. I need to let the ITU team know if there's anything that's going to affect her treatment.
Amy's on dialysis. She has chronic renal failure.
I see. Look, I will come and tell you any news as soon as there are any developments.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so his mate saw him one day as he was having a pee and started to tease him, saying he had a baby's willy. I mean, all fairly standard schoolboy stuff. But coupled with what his mum's been saying, basically for the last month he's been lying in bed trying to stretch it.
Why?
He wanted to be a man, so that his mum wouldn't chuck him out like his dad.
Oh, that is tragic.
Isn't it?
Right. Well, I'll have a word with the health visitor, and then I'll ring the school tomorrow and have a word with the nurse there.
Antibiotics should clear it up quickly enough, but how we stop the parents using him as an emotional football is...
You can hardly label it emotional abuse, though, can you? Just run-of-the-mill fallout from an acrimonious split. What's wrong with your hand?
Nothing, it's just a bit cold.
Oh, dear. Poor circulation. You're not getting enough exercise, Richard.
It's fine, Gloria.
Fingers out. That's great. Oh, sorry, could you hold on just 1 minute, please? Back in a sec. You, wait here. Right. Mr. Leggett is going to have his wound dressed now, Mr. Chesham. This is your last chance. Will you please give him his finger back? Oh. I'd throw the book at him.
You see, Lenny, that's what it's all about. Holding your ground, being strong, doing the unexpected. And that is what you will never achieve. Because when it came down to it, you just did not have the bottle.
Yeah, Faye should have a bed within the hour.
What did the scan show?
Multiple cerebral contusions, intracerebral hemorrhage, diffuse cerebral edema. They're going to run some brainstem tests up in ITU, but it looks pretty hopeless to me.
Oh, are you going to talk to the parents again?
No, I don't think so. I've had a word with the ITU consultant, and obviously he'll broach the subject of donation after the test, rather him than me.
Yeah.
Mr. Barrett,
Yeah.
could I speak to you?
Yes, of course. Kate, I'll be in a minute.
I used to be a nurse, so I understand certain euphemisms. We are extremely worried about her condition. I didn't want to say anything while my husband was here, but please, I want you to be honest with me. What are their chances?
Look, it really is very difficult to say.
Well, I think you know why I'm asking. I think you understand.
Amy is still in theatre. She has some very nasty facial injuries and several broken ribs.
But she's going to be okay.
I can't say that she's out of the woods yet, but yes, her injuries aren't as severe as we at first thought.
And Faye?
And Faye, I'm afraid, suffered massive head injuries when she was thrown from the car. The results of the brain scan were not good. Now, for the next 24 hours, she will undergo brainstem tests to see if there's any activity. But as she is being maintained on life support, we are extremely worried about her condition.
You mean she's gone?
Yes. I think we will probably find that she is brainstem dead.
Faye is a half match for her sister. They're twins.
Yes. I understand. Look, you're obviously going to want to talk this over with your husband. Faye and Amy will be on their way to intensive care together. The consultant there will be able to answer your questions and help as much as he can with any decisions that might have to be made. I really am very sorry. Would you like me to?
No.
I don't use him like that. If anyone uses him as an emotional football, he does.
That's rubbish. When he's with me, Shelley, he's just one of the kids.
Exactly. There's 3 of them at his house. At least at mine, he'll get some attention. Well, go on, ask Adam. He'll tell you.
For Pete's sake, Shelley, you're doing it. We're both doing it. You started and you dragged me in.
I get so angry. I'm on my own. I have to cope on my own.
Oh.
Sometimes Adam's the only person I can talk to.
Sure. And sometimes it's easy, I suppose, to forget he's only 9.
How could he think I don't want him? He's all I've got.
No.
But, John...
No.
Oh, darling!
No, I am not just giving up on her.
But if she's gone...
No, she can't, Susan, she can't! Listen to me, Susan. I didn't mean it.
Oh, darling. This afternoon was just a silly row. She knows that. Faye understands you didn't mean it.
I'm not talking about the row.
What then?
I'm talking about the fact that when the consultant told us they were both in a critical condition, for one moment, for one tiny moment, I thought if only one could live, if it had to be that way, I thought it'd be Amy. moment I